Welcome everybody to another Romanvs The Collective. Today's topic, what does your dream lifestyle look like? So if you know me, you're very familiar with my story and the fact that I grew up with practically nothing. My mom had to work 3 jobs at a time just to keep food on the table. And I didn't have a lot of toys. I didn't have a lot of, everything that we had, my mom worked her tail off for. Um, and so it made me appreciate things. So I would never want to deprive my children of that. I want them to grow up being thankful for everything that they have and understand that mom and dad will do everything that they can to provide them with everything that they want, but our priority is providing them with what they need, right? So I would never, even if I could, I would never want to live in a mansion and be rich and have all these Bugattis and all that. Like, I'm not super materialistic like that. Like, I have my collection. That's enough for me, right? For me, it would be maybe a little above where I am now, but nothing too extravagant. My main concern is if I could, I'd be doing something like this as a living, right? Doing something where I feel I'm creating impact or something that'll last, right? So when I'm gone, hopefully not soon, when I'm gone, these videos will still be up. Somebody will come across them and hopefully I can help them through something or give them some sort of alternate perspective, or I don't know. But the main thing is that I leave it and my kids maybe come across it, right? So they can get a little glimpse of what dad was like. If I could do this for the rest of my life and still take care of my family, that would be my perfect lifestyle. To be able to say, I'm going to work, coming downstairs, doing what I do, going back upstairs, and just that stress that you get from your everyday 9 to 5 job, just not having that. And not necessarily anything wrong with the 9 to 5, because I actually like my job. The issue comes with the people at your job. You know what I mean? That they're miserable in their lives and they just have to trickle that down to the next guy. That's what I wish I didn't have to deal with. And then where if something's wrong with my kid, I can just take the day off and stay with them and be that, loving, nurturing, taking care of my kids type of dad that I want to be, and not have to worry about, oh, do I have enough sick time to cover this? Will my boss be understanding? Like, those are things that I wish I didn't have to deal with, because nobody should have to deal with that. If your kid is sick and you need to stay home, and you shouldn't feel guilty about it. You shouldn't be made to feel bad. Like a villain, you're letting down the team. Am I letting down the team? Because my team is at home and one of them happens to be hurt. And outside of that, I just wish I could just wake up one day and, hey guys, what do you want to do this weekend? And surprise, daddy got us tickets to Disney. Like, you understand? Like, right now, Disney is like few years down the road pipe dream. Whereas if I had my way, it would be something like, okay, we can go to Disney this summer or something. And then we just go. And I don't have to budget majorly into that. Like, I'm okay with still having a budget. I'm okay with that. But I'm saying, like, budget to the point where I'm like, all right, let's skip on the name brand bread for the next 3 months. Okay. So we can, I don't want to scavenge. But nothing to where I wouldn't want my lifestyle to be anywhere where my kids don't understand whatsoever where dad is coming from. Like, my kids are well off. They don't understand any of the struggle that we go through from time to time, but there is a bit of struggle. And I want my kids to understand that, because if you give them everything, they don't appreciate as much. and they don't appreciate the work that goes into it. And that's the thing. Like, I want to be comfortable, but I also want them to have not a similar life. That's too strong. Something close to it where they can still identify with where I came from, because all of that went into making me. I don't want them to deal with the darker themed events of my life, but I want them to at least see glimmer of it. Like, like, dad always took care of us. Dad always figured it out. Mom was always there. I don't want them to see the vast majority of the things that we went through growing up, especially, being on the streets and getting into the trouble that we got into when we were kids. But I want them to understand what it's like to not have everything the moment you want it. And you have to bust your butt, and you have to make sacrifices, and you have to swallow your pride a bit to get to where you want to be. And then they'll enjoy it that much more. I just want a lifestyle where I can work, feel like I'm making an important impact on society, come home, and then just solely focus on my family and be able to give them what they want and what they need. That's the kind of lifestyle that I want. I don't need the fancy cars. I don't need to hop on a jet and go somewhere. Like, I don't need that kind of lifestyle. That's never been me. I'm not that kind of guy. I like to stay home anyway with the fam. It'd be nice if I had, more means where I can, like, for instance, I'll give you the example right now. Like, right now, I got a huge backyard. I would love to have the money to just be like, you know what? I gotta buy them a tree house or something. I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like, just be able to, like, go out there and get them something wild, crazy that then we can enjoy for weeks, months, years to come. And it's not gonna set us back. I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, I can't wait till next year's taxes because right now I dug us a hole. Like, I don't want that to happen, but ultimately I just want something. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, what is the normal, like, just that median? Like, I think I'm below but I want to be comfortable. That's it. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. Keep them coming. Thank you, as always, for the likes, the comments, the follows, and I'll see you in the next one.